Hi, Shauna here. We're going to talk about some overhead pressing for the shoulders. All right, so first of all, with the overhead press, you want to make sure that you're able to smoothly reach up to overhead without any pain through your shoulders. If you do have any pain going on when you reach up to overhead, then maybe the overhead press isn't appropriate for you right now. So always feel free to reach out, make adjustments throughout, okay? Otherwise, if you don't have any pain to reach up to overhead, a couple of areas that we want to focus on in the overhead press. So you're going to start with it right at the shoulder, bringing it all the way down to the shoulder, and always working on that midline positioning and posture. So we want to avoid a sway back posture here. So I'll oftentimes cue ribs down. That just simply means to engage the upper abdomen and avoid that arched back position, keeping those ribs down nice and strong in the midline. From here, as you push up, instead of kind of stopping here with like the weight outside, I want you to elevate that shoulder as much as you can. Think about bringing the weight over the top of the head, controlling it down, elbow forward, push up and elevate through that shoulder, okay? The overhead press is the only time that I'm encouraging people to lift up through that shoulder, all right? Everything else we think shoulders down, but when we're pressing overhead, we want to get that nice solid position and push all the way through, okay? Why do we do that? So you have your shoulder blade, it sits on your rib cage. So just imagine my hand or my shoulder blades right here in the back of the rib cage. And as you press to overhead, your shoulder blade rotates laterally. It starts to rotate out and it's not going to get its full rotation until you push up all the way. And that brings that shoulder blade fully into that lateral rotation and it gets it moving along the rib cage to help you reach up to overhead. A lot of times, we only maintain the ranges of motion that we train, whether you're focused in your daily life to just be moving or in training when you're doing exercise. So we always want to focus on nice full range movements, reaching up and controlling down. Now, if you're someone that holds a lot of tension in your upper neck, then maybe just doing a little bit of overhead pressing, but nothing excessive. So be very conservative on your weights. And then also make sure you're combining that with some mobility work to keep your neck nice and loose and keeping your upper body mobile, okay? But yeah, that's our biggest thing is just pushing all the way up to overhead, watching that posture. And then, for someone that you're like, hey, well, what do I do if I can't go all the way overhead? You could always use like a band instead of a weight. I usually like sit down with the band if you're going to go overhead. So I'm just going to demo on this stool here. Just put it underneath my hips, underneath my thigh. You want to get it as even as you can. Whoops, goodness here. And then from here, now you can kind of mimic it, but you can reach out in front if you need to, and just look to improve that positioning over time. And maybe out in front, or if that's painful, then you can sub a chest press, where you take the band behind your back, and then you simply just push straight forward with the chest, okay, pushing straight on, pardon me. But ideally, we want to keep working that overhead position, avoiding frozen shoulder, and just keep that ability to reach up to overhead. It's like either use it or you lose it. And it's one of those things that it can creep up on you where you feel like you're doing a good job. And then all of a sudden one day you've got trouble reaching into the counters. I've seen it into the counters, into the cupboard. So I've seen it time and time again. So that's why it's really important. Keep our shoulders happy, keep reaching up, and you can do a bunch of different exercises and stretches to help keep your body open. We do a lot in classes, but if you're not sure what to do, don't hesitate to reach out and we can talk about it. All right. So keep yourself moving, keep your shoulders happy, and keep your body strong. Hope to see you soon.